This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Monday, September 12th, and time for your Barbados Day afternoon update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kamara Jordan. Well, it's the first day of the new school term, and from every report, it's been smooth sailing. Our Marlon Madden was at the Deacon's Primary School early this morning.
Our first stop was at the Fairchild Street and Princess Alice bus terminals, where we hardly saw any students. A handful of secondary school students were spotted at the River Bus Terminal, while some bus stops across the island were dotted with pupils patiently waiting for the bus. Parents of primary school children who spoke with Barbados Today said they started their preparation for the new school term early. Many said they left home early this morning to beat traffic. We also stopped in at the Deacon's Primary School this morning, where anxious parents gathered on the compound as the children took part in the morning devotion. Cheryl Small, who took her 3 grandchildren to school this morning, said her charges were well prepared. Principal of the Deacon's Primary School, Jennifer Jordan, also spoke to Barbados Today. She is expecting her students to settle in their new classes during the first week. Jordan says the school will be focusing heavily on reading starting this term. I'm Marlon Madden reporting for Barbados Today.
Thanks, Marlon, and well, we wish all students and teachers a happy school year. In other news, a prominent attorney expresses concern about what he calls a high level of corruption in Barbados. After Holder, who has been nominated to contest the St. Michael's Central seat for the opposition Barbados Labour Party, told a political meeting yesterday there's glaring corruption at all levels and it must be tackled.
That has permeated the police force and they would pick up certain people and drive a charge in them in a hurry. But then other persons could get away with murder. And that was that is not an isolated incident. There are many instances where wrong is done in this country. But because of the person's name or office or skin complexion and color, even if they are charged, the matter will be nothing get off, the matter will get discontinued.
Meantime, Foreign Affairs Minister Maxine McLean is rubbishing suggestions that the ruling Friendle-Stritt administration has been soft on crime. Speaking on radio yesterday, McLean argued that there's clear evidence that the police are working to arrest the problem, while the government is continuing efforts to strengthen the national response. She's blaming the recent spate of gun crimes on those involved in the illegal drugs trade, and she says it's an issue that needs urgent attention.
People are using social media, they're making comments, and these things are circulated. People are using weapons to settle what I would call disputes in the area of drug dealing. Now, if that is the case, you have to ask yourself, why is it that, and particularly young men, because they're the ones who receive losing their lives, getting injured, and being charged with crimes, why is it that our young men are attracted to engagement in this? And I don't think it is only poverty. Clearly something is happening. One of it, what we have is a symptom. There's action. The police have been apprehended. How many people have been apprehended and charged with murder in the last year? How many unsolved murders have there been? Those are the kinds of things that would indicate that something is happening.
Our young economist is on a new mission to offer hope to the nation's young people. Marsha Cattle has announced plans to contest the opposition Barbados Labour Party's October 2 nomination for the St. Michael South Central constituency, which is currently represented in Parliament by Tourism Minister Richard Seeley. Speaking at a political meeting yesterday, Cattle suggested that young people are in crisis, and she says she's ready to do all in her power to turn things around.
My generation and the generations to come require a voice. And I'm not going to sit there and hope that the voice that I want to represent me speaks up. That voice is in me. And I have a lot to say to represent the people of St. Michael South Central and the young people of this country who look forward and feel as if they have no opportunity, they have no options, they have no hope, they have no choices.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To the region now, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Keith Rowley has rolled out a multi-million-dollar upgrade to boost intelligence gathering. He made the announcement during an address to the nation last night.
The government will sustain its resourcing of the police and other security agencies to allow them to better engage in crime prevention and detection. To this end, recently, the National Security Council had Cabinet authorize a $17.5 million major equipment purchase to upgrade the intelligence gathering effort of the police.
The Prime Minister said the country has spent $25 billion on national security in the last 5 years, and it's not unreasonable that we request we reap the rewards of the investments and hold the police responsible for their actions.
Further afield, in Britain, former Prime Minister David Cameron is calling it a day in politics. Today, he announced that he will step down as the MP for Oxfordshire seat of Witney. Speaking in his constituency, Cameron said it was a great honor to represent the area since 2001. But he explained that it's difficult to remain on the backbenches without becoming a distraction for the new Prime Minister, Theresa May.
Look, I thought about this long and hard over the summer, and I've decided the right thing to do is to stand down as the Member of Parliament for Witney. There'll be a by-election. I'll give the Conservative candidate my full support. But in my view, with modern politics, with the circumstances of my resignation, it isn't really possible to be a proper backbench MP as a former Prime Minister. I think everything you do will become a big distraction and a big diversion from what the government needs to do for our country. And I support Theresa May. I think she's got off to a great start. I think she can be a strong Prime Minister for our country, and I don't want to be that distraction. I want Witney to have a new MP who can play a full part in parliamentary and political life without being a distraction.
Well, that's news and sports at this hour, but for more you can log on to www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, or you can like us on Facebook. And of course, if you're moving around Barbados today, you can check us out on Izumi Media and bus terminals, or Screenplay at a supermarket or a gas station near you. We're also on Channel 99, that's Flow TV, and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Kamar Jordan. Have a fabulous afternoon, and be sure to join us back later on today for our next update.